Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It's time for the first look. I'm doing it with one of my friends, Trevor Hillstrom. I trust in Trevor, the man, the $100,000 man. Is it? Do you have any left, or have you spent it all?
Well, I got plenty left. There's no doubt about that. And I'm out of town right now, and the Dalton Schultz jersey just arrived at my house. It said it came in the mail, so I have to open that up when I get home in the morning.
All right, maybe when we see you on us, are you going to pop into Saturday night show?
If we can find, do we have somebody hosting Saturday night show?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I will get there. I'm going to taking my kid to the Wild game, and we're going to head right back to the hotel, and I'll have time to pop in.
All right, I'll be hosting.
Oh, sounds good.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. All right, last week, Trevor, I had a good week. I had a good week. But so what I did was I had the Brissett double stack with a JSN bring back. And the game just got lucky because Seattle went so far ahead that Brissett just was chucking it all second half. So I looked like I had no chance of winning. And all of a sudden, by the end, I did pretty well. Who did you have last week?
I had too much Judkins. I had too much faith in Judkins, and that just wasn't a recipe. But I had a lot of my guys from Minnesota. I banked on them. McCarthy got there. He got over 16 points, so that wasn't the thing. But it was the Jefferson part that didn't come through.
He was throwing him hospital balls, dude.
He was, and then they had a long one, and Jefferson fell down, and then he put one on him in the end zone, but that was pretty tight. It was tough. I'm expecting a bigger week from Jefferson this week against the Bears, but we'll see. I
would think so. On FanDuel, I did pretty well. I had Josh Allen. So let's start here. Josh Allen is $7,000 against a Tampa Bay defense that you can throw on. The problem is this. Dalton Kincaid's probably not playing. Shakir's not 100%. Josh Palmer's out. I think you and I might be suiting up for the Bills. Who is he throwing to? Is he throwing to Jackson Hawes? Is he throwing it to Curtis Samuel? Is he throwing it? Keon Coleman gets zero separation. So as much as I like the matchup, do we like Allen, Trevor?
I do like Allen. He might throw it to Shavers. This guy Shavers popped up last week. I was wondering, who is this guy? I do kind of like Allen just because his ownership is going to be low. And, he's only $7,000. And I think he's going to be running the football a little bit more. They're going to need this football game. They need to win. I mean, the problem with Buffalo, 1 week they look like frauds and 1 week they look like world beaters. So I'm still going to play him. He's still going to have Knox. Wow. I'm still going to play him to some degree.
I like him, especially on FanDuel where I get the rushing touchdowns. Then we've got Lamar against Cleveland. You can't run on Cleveland. Do we like Lamar at all there? Is he sneaky?
No, I don't like Lamar.
Okay. Do you like Justin Herbert against Jacksonville?
I love Justin Herbert against Jacksonville. He's only 6,300. We just watched Davis Mills. I know they were in comeback fashion. They had to throw all the time. But still, it's a great matchup. He's got all these receivers. He's heating up. This is the big game for him, I think.
All right. Do you double stack him?
Sure, you can double stack him. I'm going to, you're going to ask me who I like to stack him with. Right now, I think you got to go with Ladd McConkey, because I don't think he's going to face Stingley. I think Stingley will go on Johnston.
Oh, yeah.
McConkey's a hot receiver, and I think you can have Allen too. And I'd be interested to see who's playing tight end this week.
No, Gadsden practiced today.
Oh, he did practice, so there we have it. I've been out of town, so I didn't get to see who all practiced today. So
he practiced today. So we love when he's doing that. All right. I'm going to give you a guy, Jordan Love. Jordan Love, between the Thursday game and Monday games, Trevor, they were awful. Nobody wants to play Jordan Love because you can run on the Giants, but you can throw on the Giants too.
Well, yeah, my Trust in Trevor article, I kind of touched on what I think is going to happen with the Packers. They're getting a lot of heat. LaFleur's getting a lot of heat. Love's getting a lot of heat. I think they're going to try to pass as much as they can in this game just to prove a point. I think they're going to, they want their quarterback to look good because the fans, nobody's more hostile to their team than Wisconsin fans when the Packers suck. And they've lost to Carolina, and then their offense really looked bad against Philadelphia. So I think they're going to really want to get that passing game right. You're going to see them air it out. I expect 300 yards and a couple touchdowns.
I do too. I'm not against, though, because do you like Dobbs? Or my thought was maybe I go Love and Jacobs, and then I'll figure it out from there.
You can do it that way. I'd like Dobbs. I mean, he's fully practicing again. He had an injury designation after the game, but he looks fine. The guy you want, I think, is going to be – I'm going with Christian Watson in some lineups. I'm not saying play him in a ton of lineups, but I think Christian Watson is very sneaky in this game. I think they're going to try to get him deep.
All right. Can you talk me out of Aaron Rodgers, please? Because I see Aaron Rodgers throwing 3 touchdowns guaranteed this week.
You would think so because Rodgers likes to throw the football when they're close. My favorite play on the board is Jaylen Warren, so maybe he sneaks in some touchdowns. But, yeah, you definitely can play Rodgers because every team's scoring 30 points against the Bengals.
All right, let's talk about cheap quarterbacks because I've got to think that when you find the right cheap quarterback, Davis Mills from last week, Jacoby Brissett from last week, can you go back to Brissett without Marvin Harrison? Can you play famous Jameis Winston? I mean, he's going to be slinging it against Green Bay for sure. What about it?
I want to play Winston. I don't like his weapons there either that much. I mean, Wan'Dale's fine, Slayton's fine, but they're just guys. They're just there. And it's a tough matchup against Green Bay. I could see Winston getting sacked 4 or 5 times in this one. Green Bay's defense probably going to be out for blood after losing 2 in a row, and it wasn't their fault. So they're mad that they're losing because the offense isn't picking them up. Brissett, I don't think the loss of Brissett is that, or the loss of Harrison is that big on Brissett. I think he'll find McBride. He'll find other receivers. They're playing the 49ers. 49ers, they can be moved on. I'm going to go back to my boy McCarthy again. He got 16 points against Baltimore last week, and he looked bad. And I think he can get 20 points in this match against the Bears. I'm sick of these Bear fans and all they're already doing victory dances. They played an absolutely horrible schedule. If Minnesota played their schedule, they'd have 6-7 wins too.
Oh, for sure. Chicago's schedule has been disgusting. I'm not against JJ. I like JJ, but he was missing guys by a lot. This wasn't by a little. I mean, he was laying him out there and not in a good way. I think at some point Jefferson was like, I'm not going up for these balls because I don't want to get killed.
Well, you could see Jefferson was pissed off. I mean, he was not happy. And Jefferson's getting a lot of heat in the media too. They're questioning his effort in that game, but I thought his effort was fine.
It was fine until he was exasperated because JJ was awful.
I think they were just looking to pick on him. And plus, they were mad that Jefferson fell on the one play. It was 3rd and 1. But I'll tell you this about McCarthy. The coach there, he doesn't help him out. You look at the screen, there's nobody on that screen running routes. They're all running 20-yard routes. So
that's true. That's true.
3rd and 1, you're throwing bombs with the kid. Aaron Jones averaged 5.5 yards a carry, and Mason had 6.2, and they only got the ball like 9 times a piece. Run the football more. Give this guy some outlet passes, some shorter throws, not all these deep balls, but it is what
they are not using TJ Hawkinson at all.
No, they're not using him at all. You don't hardly even see him running good routes. So,
and you're right, by the way, they're going 20 yards down the field, and those are harder to miss or easy to miss.
They did that last year when I go to the games. I'm watching the routes. They did that last year. I'm going to watch it again. The Danger said when he was at the Detroit game, all the receivers are running 20-yard routes. I'm going to watch them against the Bears. When they come and run those other routes, they seem to do a lot better. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Vikings head coach like others are. So,
all right, last one for you before we get out of here on the quarterbacks. about Matthew Stafford or Sam Darnold? Because you can't run on Seattle. You can throw a little bit on Seattle. Do you like Stafford, or is that just a little too risky for you?
His price has gone up. I mean, I can make reasons to play him. I mean, he's got the receivers there. They're going to be throwing the football. This could be a game of dueling pianos between Nakua and Najigba, trying to prove who is the best receiver out there. So you can play him. If I'm going to pay 6,800, I just like Herbert that much more at 63.
What about Joe Flacco? What about Flacco to Chase?
Well, yeah, Flacco's in play too. I mean, he just came off a 470-yard game against the Bears. He's done it against Pittsburgh before. I do think that Pittsburgh's defense might be starting to turn the corner, but he's just got these great weapons.
I think that is turning a corner as well.
All right, there's a lot of quarterbacks in play. I mean,
what's that?
Really, a lot of quarterbacks in play this week.
Agreed. All right, let's get to the running backs. McCaffrey's at 9,000. Bijan is at 8,300. Then it drops to Josh Jacobs. And then we have James Cook and Kyron Williams, Rico Dowdle, Derrick Henry, your boy Judkins. Jaylen Warren is there at 6,100. He feels like a really easy click. Do you like any of the high price guys?
I'm going to go out with Bijan this week, and he just hasn't had the big fantasy games. I think this might be the one. They've been losing, and they went with Tyler Algier a little bit too much for my liking. But I think with Bijan, I think they're really going to try to get him involved this week. Carolina's run defense has been okay this year. At times it's looked really good, but I think they're ripe for the picking. I think Atlanta plays a really good game at home this week, and I think Bijan's going to have to score at least one touchdown, maybe two.
I'm with you. It feels like he may get squeezed. People want to play McCaffrey, or they want to save a little money. Bijan has looked terrible the last couple of weeks. Why would I want to spend on him? Maybe that's exactly why you should spend on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then, he's 8,300. He's a $9,000 player a lot of weeks. So CMC's price is a little high. I mean, obviously he can do it every week, but you're going to need, in a slate like this, at 9,000, you're going to need him to score 30 plus points.
You are. Now, I think I like Josh Jacobs a ton. I mean, we know the Giants can't stop anybody. Is he a must play?
Is he a must play? No, but he's a good play.
I'm looking at what Permar said. Chase Brown feels very highly owned this week. Like everybody, I could see him being 25%. I think I'm fading him. Are you fading him or playing him?
I'll be playing him and I'm a volume player, so I'll definitely be playing. But if I'm playing three lineups, I'd probably play him in one.
Right. Now, the two cheaper guys, RJ Harvey, for sure, is going to be very, very highly rostered. And Woody Marks, I worry about Woody Marks because Woody got way more opportunity last week. Now you're going up against Tennessee. People are like, well, Tennessee kind of stinks. Maybe this is the Woody Marks love fest. Does it feel like a Woody Marks trap game?
It crossed my mind because this was the game that I picked Marks to step out with earlier in the year against Tennessee, and he did. But a lot of that came in the fourth quarter. It could be a trap game because I don't trust the Texans coaching staff to make the right call and keep Marks in there. I don't trust them not to play Chubb 50% of the time in this game because we've seen this before. Marks had that great game. And the following week, they give him hardly anything, and they bring it to Chubb. If they're willing to commit to Marks, I mean, at 5,400, I think you got to test the waters because he's in a great matchup here. But
if I do three lineups, Trevor, I'm only putting in one.
That's fine. I think that's fine.
What about RJ Harvey in a really tough matchup? But there's no J.K. Dobbins, but this kid can ball.
Well, and he can catch a lot of passes. So I do like him in this matchup. I'm not worried that much. I know the Chiefs are a very good run defense, but I think Harvey can get you 50 yards on the ground and he can get you 60 yards receiving. So he gets you 6 for 60. Maybe I'm inflating the numbers a little bit, but there's definitely a 20-point game in there.
I think there is for sure. I mean, look, he could have a game like Henderson did last week where he breaks the corner and he's really fast. One big play, and now he pays himself off.
I am just so happy that he was on waiver wires in the leagues that I had Dobbins, and I would pick them up.
Not in any league I'm in.
Well, this was like 3-4 weeks ago. They were cutting him because he wasn't getting much volume. And I play in several leagues that there's only like 4 or 5 man benches. So,
got it. What about our guy? And I say our guy because we were on him last week, Emery DeMarcado. Maybe Benson's not back. Bam Knight is not fully healthy. This dude has some juice.
I don't know why they didn't go to him more. They shied away from him early. Then he got, they were passing the ball a lot in the game too, but he did good when he had his opportunity. He just didn't get in the end zone. So DeMarcado, what's his price this week? I'm trying to find it.
40, something like that. 4,500.
Especially if Bam Knight is limited too, and they don't go with Benson, then I really like him. And this is a good matchup for the Cardinals, and especially with Harrison out.
Look, in Discord on Sunday morning, I told everybody, I don't know if you heard it, Trevor, what was my lock bet? DeMarcado over 7.5 receiving yards. Dude went to 40.
What did I do last Saturday morning? I don't remember. Or Sunday morning. I don't even remember. I was listening. I was working. I was working too.
Oh, okay. I mean, that was like the lock bet of the century on that one. DeMarcado's got receiving chops. So, all right. If you had to start 3 running backs, because last week I did 2 tight ends, so we didn't get there yet. But if you were to start 3 running backs, give me your 3.
Well, I would like to go Bijan, Warren, and probably Marks right now, but I could definitely put in Harvey, but Warren's for sure.
So Warren's locked in.
Warren's locked in.
Jacobs or Bijan?
Bijan or Jacobs up top. And then on the bottom, you could go DeMarcado, Marks, or Harvey. Because I'm not shying away from Harvey in this game.
No. I'm not either. Last week, go ahead.
One other guy. I don't want to be the homer, but Aaron Jones. But the only thing about Aaron, because he should have a good game against the Bears, just worried, can he make it through a game? He's like that Puka Nacua. Can he make it through a game? Because I think they're going to use him. If they can, they're going to use him more than they are Mason.
I mean, Mason looks shot at this point, honestly. Not in a good way. Not shot out of the cannon. Looks terrible.
That's what I don't understand about the Vikings. It's the 4th quarter there, and there's 3rd down play, and we've seen Mason not pick up the blitz, and we watched Jones stick a guy on a blitz, and then they have Mason there. He misses the guy and gets to McCarthy.
Trevor, let me ask you one more guy.
Okay.
I don't think Pacheco is playing this week. Is Brashard Smith is a DeMarcado type?
I would like to think so. I just don't trust it. Every time I think they're going to give it the volume, they don't. You think Kansas City's tough against the run. Denver is just as tough.
I know.
But weird things about this game is that Kansas City, are they 3.5 point? Did I hear that right? That they're 3.5 point favorites in this game?
Kansas City's a 4-point favorite.
That just seems really high, and then it just seems like maybe they're going to cover it because it looks too easy for a home Denver. But Denver hasn't looked very good lately.
All right, let's get to the wide receivers.
Yeah, let's do it.
JSN 8,900, Puka 8,700, Jamar Chase number 3 on the list at 8,500. I don't want to fade these 3, but I think I might. But I think that may come back to bite me unless I do something where it's like Warren, Harvey, cheap quarterback. Rodgers, Warren, Harvey, expensive receiver.
Yeah, that's how I look at it too. Because like I said, JSN and Puka could be trying to duel it out here. They both should be pretty good. I mean, they both should get a lot of volume in this game. Jamar Chase, I would love to play Chase. I worry that Pittsburgh's going to over adjust from the first game because he just destroyed him in the first game. But at 8,500, it's hard to pass up. I'm going back to Jefferson at 7,500. One of those Charger receivers, I think you're going to need one of them in your lineup. You're going to have to figure out which one. One of them is going to go off. I'm predicting Ladd. It could be Keenan Allen. I don't think it's going to be Johnston. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that.
So I'm going to have Ladd because he's been hot.
Is there a cheap receiver this week? Dobbs is interesting to me. Khalil Shakir may be interesting. Khalil Shakir slays zone coverage. And you know Tampa throws a lot of zone out there. Is Allen to Shakir the combo that I need?
I don't know if you need it, but it's definitely in play. I have Shakir start here. How injured is he? Is this just
I'm not worried.
Thing that they put in there? Because he's got to play. I mean, they want to win this game. I mean, they're at home. It's a big matchup. I like Shakir if he's playing. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be in a lot of lineups if he's out there.
It was a rib injury. I say he's playing.
If you want a big GPP long shot, like I said, Christian Watson, I think might go for a deep one for a touchdown. Here's a guy, and he hasn't done nothing in a long time, and you're really risking to play him, but I'm going to risk it. I think Rashee Rice is going to see a lot of coverage in this game. I'm going to go with Worthy as the sneaky play for me.
Yeah, Worthy's a great spot. Great spot. Now, if Surtain is out, who does Riley Moss cover Rice? I don't know. I don't think anybody can cover Rice.
Well, they're going to move Rice all around. So, I mean, Rice is going to have some opportunity. I just think this is going to be the game Worthy comes out and has a solid game.
I like the Worthy pick a ton. I like the Watson pick a ton, to be honest with you. I'm looking at Green Bay's receiving core here, and Dobbs is healthy. Golden's not. Wicks is not. Malik Heath stinks. So, I mean, I think Watson against that Giant defense, he could have like 4 for 107 and 2 touchdowns.
Also, I'm going to tell you, rewatching the game, and then I don't know if you've watched me talk with Danger on Tuesday. I like to listen when Green Bay loses. I like to listen to Green Bay radio, especially because I listen to the fans call in and whine. It's one of my favorite things. but they were talking about how Watson was open a lot. Now, if you watched, I rewatched that game, and he's sitting there over the middle, and Love is throwing the ball to double coverage, and Watson's just sitting there open. So there's lots of opportunity for Watson. I think they're really going to work on it this week in practice. And maybe
what about the Michael?
He'll have one catch for 16 yards now.
The DK Metcalf play of the week, if you will. What about the Michael Wilson punt play that Permar wants?
Yeah, Wilson should see some volume. I mean,
is he a great play, though?
I don't know if he's great.
Right. He's okay. I think I'd rather Watson make a big play than Wilson make, because Wilson can't get there on one play like Watson can.
Right. Wilson needs a lot more volume.
A lot more volume. Would you be in favor of me doing a team where I am Shakir, Watson, Worthy with like Bijan, Jacobs, and Warren?
You can do that. That's a lot of risk at receiver. But I mean, if those three receivers have solid games, you're, these are the chances you got to take, though. Depending on what you're playing.
Right.
Now, if you're playing,
it's like push pull. Look, when you're trying to take down any contest, you can't be. You've got to go. Look, I was uncomfortable last week going with an Arizona double stack. That didn't feel like a smart idea, but it worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, so you've got to be a little uncomfortable. To me, though, that one feels like, do you know when we used to play Shaheed and we used to play these guys who could make that one big play? Watson's that one big play, and the Giants stink. And Jameis Winston, here's my only problem. If Jameis throws 3 picks and Jameis gets sacked 7 times, will Green Bay just run it in the second half, or do you think that LaFleur will continue to work on that offense?
I think he's going to want to continue to work on that offense. I mean, they're calling for him to get fired. I mean, not just the media, the fans. I think he needs to come out with a big passing game here, and this is the best chance to do it.
Certainly is. All right. Is there any other? Oh, let me give you a guy. I got a guy for you, Trevor. Calvin Austin.
Yeah, he definitely could be in play. I know Rodgers might shy away from him after that ball he dropped last week that was right in his hands that went right to the defender for an interception, and Rodgers holds a grudge.
He does hold a grudge.
So,
but Austin feels sneaky. I'd rather be Austin than Michael Wilson.
yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just a great matchup. Anytime you can find a way to play a guy against the Bengals, that's what I like. And
Trevor,
if Warren fails, I'm going to be in big trouble this week.
well, I don't see him failing. I mean, do you like Gainwell as a hedge?
No, because Gainwell didn't get any carries last week.
Right. I like Warren.
They gave 2 carries to the rookie, and Gainwell had like 1 catch. So they really phased out. They want to go with. I think Warren. Think about Warren. The reason why he's in there is Aaron Rodgers told. From what I hear from what I listen to, Rodgers told them that Warren's the guy.
Yeah, because he's a good blocker. He doesn't want to get killed.
Quit the BS with the other guys.
Right. Look, sometimes when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and guys like that were present, they were the ones who told the coaching staff who to put in and who not to put in. There's no doubt in my mind that Rodgers is like, Warren is the best blocker in here. Get him on the field. That's it. What are you going to do? Argue with Aaron Rodgers?
No.
All right. I have a question for you. Who is the Bears receiver who's in play against the Vikings this week?
Well, it's Odunze.
Really?
Yeah, I like Rome Odunze in that game. He did well against him the first time, I think.
Okay.
Not that you should go by the first game. Zacchaeus, he could be okay. I like the tight end a little bit. I have a feeling the Vikings are going to whoop that butt this week. And I don't want to be a homer because I'll pick against the Vikings all the time. I have no problem picking against the Vikings. This just feels like a Viking big win.
All right, let's get to tight end. Last week, I was double tight end, Trevor. I was McBride and Kittle, paid off nicely.
Yes.
This week, I'm not against being double tight end again. I just don't know whether I see tight ends here where I'm like, ooh, I need to have them. Are we all in on McBride?
I think with Harrison out, you kind of got to be, don't you? We have to kind of be. I mean, if not, he's going to be in 50 to 75% of my lineups.
I would think if I'm doing 20 lineups, McBride would be in 12 to 14.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is this a Kittle week? I don't know.
Doesn't feel like a Kittle week. Pearsall's back. Jennings is there.
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Kittle week to me. Is this a Kelsey week?
I don't know.
Is this a Kyle Pitts week?
That's the guy I like. That's who I got. Pitts is who I got started at 4,000.
Yeah.
He's in a great spot here. He had chances for a huge game last week. He dropped a nice easy one, and then Penix missed him where he was 2 yards past the guy and he underthrew that ball. So I like Penix. He's probably my favorite tight end on the slate at his price. So I'm going to be playing him a lot.
What about Mark Andrews against Cleveland?
Not really. I'm just kind of fading that game. You can make cases for it. He's 3,600. I would rather pay down at Jonny Smith at 2,900. The Bengals can't cover a tight end, but is Freiermuth going to be the guy? So last time, one of those guys are going to pop, I think.
So with guys like that, I'd rather bet the prop bet on Jonny or bet the anytime touchdown on Jonny than put him in my DFS lineups because I'm not sure it's consistent enough.
Jonny would be more of the guy playing like a milli maker.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Not if you're playing like the Linus will play on Saturday night, any given entry where it's more, we don't want to take that much of a risk. But right. I do like Jonny Smith because he's a guy I think Rodgers will trust more outside of DK Metcalf over the receivers.
Totally agree with that. Totally. I think they're underplaying Jonny anyway. I think he's a great play. All right, let's do a lineup here. Who's our quarterback this week?
My
vote is Rodgers or Jordan Love. Who do you want?
Well,
or is there somebody else?
Well, I like Herbert, but it doesn't have to be Herbert because I do like Jordan Love and I do like Rodgers.
Do you want Herbert? We can do Herbert.
I think we're probably going to be better off not, but.
All right. So you want Love, Rodgers, or Flacco?
No, now we got Flacco in there. Things have changed a little bit.
I'm good with Love if you are.
I'm good with Love too. You know what? I was just listening to bits and pieces where they're talking about Burrow practicing. I was like, Burrow will be a free square, but then they said he's not going to play this week because he's at min price.
All right. Give me the running backs. Jaylen Warren for sure.
Yeah.
Now we need at least one more.
Are we going to pay up? Do we want Jacobs? I think Jacobs is we got Love in there. A lot of times, I know a lot of people like playing the running back and quarterback at the same time, but
you want me to get rid of Love then?
If he doesn't throw that touchdown pass, then it's like, if he doesn't throw his touchdown pass, and then we're having a running back take away touchdown.
All right, so let's get rid of Love and let's put Jacobs in. So let's be Jacobs Warren, and tell me the quarterback that we need.
Let's just start with Herbert for now, because I think he's throwing for 302 for sure.
You got it. All right. So at wide receiver, we need. Well, let's work our way back. Tight end. Are we in a McBride or do we want to be Pitts?
Pitts.
All right, Pitts. All right. Wide receiver, we need 3. Did you want to be Ladd?
We go Ladd.
I don't want to be Keenan Allen, I don't think. Do you want to be Ladd? I like Ladd.
Ladd, even though I just see now he's limited when I click the button, but I don't know if I worry about that.
See, my problem with Herbert is that I don't know who to pair him with.
That is the problem.
I think I'd rather be Rodgers Warren.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll go with that.
All right. So now give me
Rodgers is cheaper too.
What's that?
And Rodgers is cheaper too.
He's cheaper too. Give me 3 receivers you like. Do you want to spend up?
I want to play Shakur if he's playing.
I'm totally with you on that one. So then, and we don't want to be Josh Allen, right? We don't need it.
No, we don't need that.
Okay. Who are the other 2 receivers? Because we have money here.
I'm just looking at the guys I've got starred.
Do you have Drake London starred?
No.
Do you want to be a cheap Watson and then do a JSN Watson?
We can do that.
Or can we afford Puka and JSN?
I don't think we can afford Puka and JSN.
Yeah, we can't afford Puka and JSN.
And do we want Yeah, this is really tough because you got all these players in here. We don't have a really high price lineup, and we're having trouble getting top wide receivers.
I know that, and that's so. Well, we'd have to get off Jacobs and go to Harvey, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Can I make a suggestion? I think our flex play should be McBride.
I was thinking, how do we get away from McBride? I mean, it's going to be tough to get away from McBride. So yeah. Whoop! I accidentally hit quit on our lineup here. So we have Rodgers,
Warren, Jacobs, Shakir, Pitts, and McBride.
And that would be really nice if Rodgers throws a touchdown pass to Warren.
Oh,
who else do we have at running back besides Warren?
Warren and Jacobs.
Or Jacobs. And then we have
Do you like Zay Flowers?
I do like him somewhat. I do.
Okay.
Because the one receiver does well against
Cleveland.
And
Rashad Bateman stinks. Literally stinks.
Yeah. I do like Flowers.
Do you like Drake London?
6,400.
Do you like Drake London against Carolina or no?
Who's that?
Drake London.
I don't know about that one.
Jawan Jennings, Romeo Dobbs, Xavier Worthy. Oh, Xavier Worthy.
Okay, yes, we can go Worthy. I like Worthy in this spot, don't you?
Okay, so let's give me the cheap defense. Who's the cheapest defense that you like? You're going to laugh at my cheap defense.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee. So they return kicks and punts. I know that.
So if we do that, right, we've got 7,900. Or let me ask a quick question. I'm going to move McBride to tight end, okay?
Yes.
Do you still like Pitts more than like R.J. Harvey or Woody Marks? I don't think I do. I think I like those guys more.
I would like Marks over Pitts.
Okay. So now we have 6. Oh, so all right, ready? Here's a team. You tell me if you like it or not. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Jacobs, Jaylen Warren, Zay Flowers, Khalil Shakir, Xavier Worthy, Trey McBride, Woody Marks, and Tennessee.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Is it a winner?
We're really banking on.
Would you rather have Chase or T. Higgins in this lineup?
Well, who are you going to subtract? I mean, you'd have to
get rid
of
Zay Flowers.
You'd have to get rid of Flowers. I mean, I'm just looking to see if there's another running back to put in here.
Here, I'm going to make a quick change, all right? Give me a second. If I put Chase in there and I move Woody Marks into the starting lineup, okay? So now the team is Rodgers, Warren, Marks, Shakir, Worthy, Chase, McBride. You still have 5,800 for a flex. And then you could be Swift, you could be Chase Brown, you could be Aaron Jones, you could be R.J. Harvey.
Oh, I like Jones more than Harvey. You could go DK Metcalf, but the one receivers don't seem to do very good against Cincinnati, do they?
They don't. Do you like Chase Brown?
Well, I do like Chase Brown.
All right, so let me ask you this. I'm just throwing this out here. Rodgers, Warren, Marks, Shakir, Worthy, Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, Chase Brown, Tennessee.
Yeah. Do we go move to Flacco because we have two receiving options from the Bengals? I mean, we have Brown and Jamar Chase.
Absolutely, we move to Flacco. So now we're Flacco, Warren, Marks, Shakir, Worthy, Chase McBride, Chase Brown, Tennessee. It's pretty sexy. I
like that one better than the first one we did. Look at how tough this is, and just think I'm going to be making 300 of these suckers come.
But you know what? I think this lineup has some legs to it.
I do too, because everybody on this can get 20 plus points, and we do have some guys that can hit that 30 plateau.
So Permar, here's his team.
Okay.
He has Rodgers, CMC, Bijan, Chase. Wow. Austin, Metcalf, Hawkinson, Burton. So he's saying, give me 3 monsters and I'll take my shot on Austin, Hawkinson, and Burton.
I mean, I've seen stranger things win. So, I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm just not on the CMC train this week, but I can see it. But, you got Pearsall, you got Jennings, you got.
I think our lineup cashes 100%. I don't know if it takes down a tournament, but it cashes.
Well, we're going to find out, because I don't want to change it. I've already entered it into a single entry lineup, so I'm going to find out if it's going to cash.
All right, I'm writing it down. All right.
So I've got
all right, Warren, Woody, hold on, Shakir, Xavier Worthy, right? Chase, Trey McBride. Oh, I love Chase Brown. Joe Flacco has been the greatest thing for Chase Brown.
Hey, I'll throw to him.
He will. And you know what the interesting thing is? I didn't tell you this. P. Ryan has a high ankle sprain. He's not playing. So,
Chase Brown, I love him.
Right? I mean, Taj Brooks maybe gets three carries. That's it. P. Ryan can't walk. He didn't practice. There's no way he's playing. And if he's playing, he's poo-poo. So I think Chase Brown really moves up in the list there.
What's wrong with Flacco? Why has he got an injured designation?
Because he's old.
Old. Yeah, he's old.
Well, because didn't he have a shoulder thing? He'll play. Look, he almost didn't play the last game when he played. He's playing.
Right.
I like it.
I like this lineup. More and more I look at, the more I like it. We just have to hope that Houston keeps going to Marks. Forget Nick Chubb. Keep going to Marks. And Worthy has the game that I think he can have.
And Shakir does.
Shakir, if he's playing, is be fine. I'm not worried about Shakir at all.
I think Shakir's a great play. Shakir may be, honestly, my must play of the week. I don't know if I can get past Shakir and McBride. I think they're my two musts.
Yeah, and I'm with Jaylen Warren.
Yeah, I'm Jaylen Warren too. Our man Replay Wheel, what's up? All right, so Permar says better lineup: Winston, Warren, DeMercado. I don't think you're winning with that. A little risky.
I see Winston failing this week pretty bad.
Can I tell you why this lineup? I don't love it. I don't like the quarterback play. So watch me here. Winston is risky. Wilson has Jacoby. Jefferson has McCarthy. I don't trust a lot of the quarterback play here. Our lineup, you've got Josh Allen, you've got Mahomes, right? You've got Flacco. You've got guys who are throwing that I trust.
Yeah.
All right. If we become rich friends.
Hey, we're going to discuss this more. I'm going to have the article out on Saturday to see where we're at, and then we're going to have the any given entry come Saturday night too. So
I'm looking forward. Let's see what lineup
things change, and I really start. This is my off week now. I'm off this whole week, so I start my building lineup process. Really starts tomorrow, where I start piecing it more and more.
By the way, I do like Greg Dortch more than Michael Wilson personally. I think Dortch, they use him in a lot of funky ways.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I like Dortch better.
Yeah. All right. So what's going to happen Friday night? We have Friday Night Lights at about 9 p.m. Saturday, I'm on from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern, Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio. Saturday night at 9 p.m., we've got me, Trevor, and Justin doing any given entry. And then Sunday, we have drroto.com Discord. So we got plenty of fantasy football. Do you know, Trevor, it's week 11? We blinked. It's week 11.
Yeah, it's week 11. It's been a great season.
Yeah, for some people, some of my rich friends. All right. Thanks, everybody out there. This is Dr. Roto and Trevor saying be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.